Checking out the tropics, of course, this time of year, we are stretching to the finish line.
Yeah, we are, and we still got a lot of time to watch this one. I was just looking at some of the forecast models coming out. We could potentially have this system here for another 9 to 10 days if some of the models are right. And in fact, the AI model, the Google model, DeepMind, that's starting to suggest that it tries to get here, it stalls, it can't get to the north, and it comes out to the west, sits here for a while, and then comes out across Cuba. The European model is very similar to that. 70 to 90% chance that this thing develops, and it looks a whole lot better out there for today. You can see that, and that will continue as we go through the evening hours. Now, I think we could end up with a name system as early as, let's say, tomorrow afternoon, maybe. It's very close right now, but it's just not doing enough. There's a look at it now, and you can see that at 40-mile-per-hour winds. And that's just estimated there. But that means if this thing does get organized quickly, it will be organized enough to go straight to Tropical Storm Melissa. That's the next name on the list. All right, we're talking 40-mile-per-hour winds right now. You can see the forecast models. They are all over the place. The ones that are basically right in here, that's more like the GFS model, okay? The Google DeepMind and the European are now kind of stalling it over here and then eventually coming out across Cuba, but that's not until the beginning of next week, over a week from today. Take a look at the comparison between the European model and the GFS. You can see they're pretty close by the time we get towards this Thursday, but really that's about as close as they get. And by that time, the GFS is slow, but it does bring it out by the end of this weekend. Meanwhile, other models just have it still here in the Western Caribbean. And there is a ton of warm water in here for energy. Okay, so that is going to continue to be the question, which ones is this going to be, okay? Now, for us, and I know you're watching at home, I know what we've been through, and I don't even like to have to talk about these storms with you, but you get it, right? This is wind shear. That is really good news. This helps block us from tropical systems. Anything coming at us would get blown apart and thrown out to sea like this, okay? It doesn't mean we can't get something here, but it is a very good sign. Here's the European with it down here. Look at all that wind shear over top of us, even some over the storm. And some models have a hard time even strengthening the system because of this wind shear you see here. But certainly all of that wind coming across the Gulf at us, that really just shuts the Gulf down for development. Great news. This is going out through a week from today, a week from tomorrow. That's next Thursday, and this big dip coming down to help protect us, okay? That's what would help to pick this up and take it out to sea. Now, rainfall, regardless, if this thing sits down there, I'm telling you, Jamaica, right here, eastern Cuba, perhaps even Haiti, Dominican Republic, we could be talking a ton of rain. I've seen models that put almost 20 inches of rainfall there in Jamaica, so that's something they really need to keep an eye on. Now, the other story that I'm talking about is us. Look at the dry air that's come in with the front we just had, but this one, notice the time here. This is this Wednesday night into Thursday. Look at that. That is an incredible amount of dry air that will bring cooler air. Look at those dew points. We haven't seen them that low so far this fall. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And of course that takes the rain out, so we end up with basically a dry forecast. Now what will change will be the temperatures a little bit, and you're not even going to notice the high temps. I mean, I'm going about 85, 86 degrees for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, just a touch warmer. But what you're going to notice is the overnight lows. As we get into Thursday morning, a little bit. But Friday morning, to me, is the coolest. This is for Tampa, which means most areas will be in the 50s Friday morning. And I still think most areas still in the 50s away from the water on Saturday morning. Yeah, it's going to be fantastic and dry all the way through. Now, it's a quick rebound. The humidity does come back by the time we get towards Sunday, and we'll put about a 20 to 30% chance in for a shower. Not a lot, but we'll see 1 or 2 showers, I think, in the afternoon.